The second I clicked erase everything on that work laptop, I knew exactly what they'd done. Not to me, to themselves. Because my boss had just fired the entire IT department, and then, in a single brain-dead order, forced me to wipe the only map to our entire operation. Passwords, server addresses, client notes, open tickets, emergency workarounds. The stuff that wasn't written down anywhere because I was the system. And he watched me do it, smiling like he'd secured the company. By the time he realized what he'd actually done, he was calling so hard he practically melted my voicemail. This happened when I was in a leadership role at a small IT company that supported small businesses. Think managed services, repairs, on-site visits, networks, all of it. It was around the company's third year, right before everything collapsed like a cheap folding table. Names changed, obviously. Some people deserve protection. These guys deserve consequences. I joined 1 month after they opened. Back then, it was basically a startup with a logo and a dream. I was the only PC repair guy in on-site tech. They paid me about 25% below what I could have made anywhere else. But they sold me on the big picture. 10% equity, non-voting. You'll help build the service department from scratch. Get in early, it'll be worth it. I was in my early 30s and believed in the idea. I wanted to build something real instead of being another nameless IT guy in a corporate queue. Yeah, I was an idiot chasing a dream. The company itself was funded by borrowed money through the owner's father-in-law, who was tied into a bank and a network of investors. That matters later because investors love to panic and optimize things they don't understand. From day one, I worked like a man possessed. Not just hard, I did everything. Network engineer, PC repair, mobile device repair, field tech, local and remote admin, office equipment tech, security camera installer, overtime, unpaid, weekend emergencies, me. Clients calling my personal time, me. I even worked during my honeymoon, 1 hour, because a client needed it urgently. And at some point, my boss made a deal with a local radio station. If he spent at least $25,000 a year on ads, we'd get a Saturday hour slot for a tech talk show. Guess who became the unpaid host every Saturday? Me. Because I was still stuck in that mindset of, if I prove I'm essential, I'll be valued. The company grew fast. We went from 3 people, me, the owner, and a part-time admin, to a real operation. We moved offices twice. We filled almost half an office building and a whole smaller building behind it. I became head of customer service / IT operations. Under me were 4 techs, 2 PC repair guys, a network admin, a dedicated field tech, and I bounced around covering everyone when needed. We had a sales team, admin staff, and a separate crew doing Wi-Fi and camera installs for hotels. That hotel Wi-Fi captive portal work started booming, and we hired more people just for that. I also had access to accounting reports, so I knew what actually made money. PC repair and network management were the backbone. Hotel Wi-Fi was becoming a rocket. Other random experiments were questionable. Then about a month or 2 before everything went down, the investors forced the company to hire a business manager. And I'm going to be blunt. This guy walked in like a spreadsheet with legs. From the start, he had that vibe. Cold, smug, convinced he was the smartest person in every room, even when he clearly didn't know what we actually did. The kind of guy who thinks support is a cost center and humans are just numbers to squeeze. We clashed almost immediately. He claimed we were overpaying techs. Meanwhile, my techs were already making $3 to $4 per hour less than market. I was making $8 per hour less than market and working unpaid overtime. He complained that IT didn't bring in new business. That's sales. That's literally what sales is for. He complained we weren't upselling hardware. Again, sales. Then he demanded tickets be handled twice as fast as reality allowed because his spreadsheet said so. That's when I started thinking, oh, this is going to end badly. Around the same time, the owner randomly bought the local Xerox dealership because he heard it was for sale and decided it was too good to pass up. He didn't consult me, didn't ask if our market even wanted Xerox. Just walked in on a Monday morning like, surprise, we're now the Xerox representatives for the region. I'm standing there thinking, great, We're expanding into office hardware in a market that already prefers other brands, while investors are breathing down our neck about cutting costs. Perfect. Then came the Wednesday that detonated everything. That morning was normal. IT stand-up, assign tasks, go over projects, same routine. The owner wasn't there, also normal. He rarely attended anything operational anymore. I was on site that day. Around noon, I was at a law firm wrestling with a printer issue when a client from a transportation company called me. They'd ordered 10 new desktop PCs from us. The plan was simple. One of our in-office guys preps them, software, antivirus configs. Our field tech picks them up, delivers, installs, and sets up on-site. The delivery time had passed by about 15 minutes, so the client asked, "Are we still getting them today?" I told them yes, our field tech had them next, probably running late at a previous site. Then I tried calling the field tech. No answer. Okay, maybe he's driving. Maybe he's in a loud server room. I left a voicemail and a text. Then I called the office. Reception told me, "The PCs are still here, packed and ready. He hasn't taken them." That's when my stomach tightened. I finished at the law firm, and the attorney asked if I could come back later that day to help migrate data for a court case. I created an emergency ticket, set a reminder on my phone with an alarm, and left. Next stop was another client, an embroidery business. Their machine computer was basically the heart of their operation. If it was down, their money stopped. I'm in the middle of diagnosing it when the transportation company calls again. Now it's almost 1:30 p.m. Still no one. What's going on? I apologized and said I'd dispatch someone immediately. I called the field tech again. Nothing. I called the client site he was supposedly at. They said, "He never arrived. He called earlier and said he got called back to the office." Now I'm thinking, called back by who? For what? So I called one of the PC repair guys in the office. No answer. I called another. No answer. I called the office landline. No answer. I called the repair room extension. Dead. At that point, it stopped feeling like someone's busy and started feeling like something is very wrong. So I called the owner. He didn't even let me explain. He cut me off immediately. "You need to come back to the office now." I told him I was with a client whose business was literally stalled because of a down system. He didn't care. "Drop it, come back." So I did. I drive back, walk in, and the repair area is dark, empty, lights off, no techs, no noise, no chaos, nothing, just dead. I went straight to the owner's office and asked what was happening. The business manager was there, looking pleased with himself, like he'd just fixed the company. He said, "The IT department has been dissolved. We're discontinuing IT and repair services. We're focusing on hotel Wi-Fi, security systems, and Xerox." I stared at him like he'd spoken in another language. Then the owner added calmly, "Everyone's been let go. You're the last one." That's when I realized why nobody answered their phones. They were gone, all of them, while clients were mid-project, mid-repair, mid-contract. I tried to explain the reality. Open tickets, service contracts, password vaults, server access, on-site deployments, hardware sitting ready for delivery, sensitive client data transfers, court case migration I'd promised later today. They didn't want to hear it. I was fired. No severance, no thanks, no handshake. Just cold business. "We don't need you anymore." I felt this hot, violent anger in my chest. Not the "I'm upset" kind. The kind where you have to control your breathing so you don't say something that ends your career forever. They followed me to my desk while I packed my things. The owner kept confirming what items were mine, like I was the one who couldn't be trusted. And that's when the business manager gave the order that made this story possible. Before I leave, he says, "Factory, reset your work phone and start a full wipe of the laptop drives. We don't want you accessing anything after you're gone." I blinked. "Are you sure? There's operational data on those devices, client credentials, server IPs, ticket statuses." He cut me off. "Shut up and do it." I looked to the owner, hoping he'd use common sense. The owner didn't even meet my eyes. "Wipe it, then leave." So I did. I reset the phone to factory settings and handed it over. Then I booted the laptop into a wipe utility and started a full erase. Main drive and mirror drives. No backup, no export. No grab the password vault. Nothing. Just erase. I carried my boxes out, loaded my car, walked away without so much as a handshake. And for the first time in 3 years, I wasn't their problem anymore. I started calling former co-workers. Only one answered at first. He told me everyone thought I was involved in the layoffs, that I'd helped management cut them. That's why nobody had picked up. When I told him I'd just been fired too, his anger shifted into pure shock. He started calling the others and we agreed to meet for beers. My treat. While I'm driving, my phone starts lighting up. Business manager calling, voicemail. Again, voicemail. Owner calling, voicemail. Again, voicemail. I turned the phone off. At the bar, one of my former techs got a call from the owner. He listened for a few seconds and then said, "I don't know, go to hell," and hung up. The owner was trying to figure out how to reach me, so I told them what the business manager forced me to do. The table went silent. Then everyone started laughing like lunatics, because they all understood instantly. My laptop and phone weren't just devices, they were the bridge to everything. Logins and passwords, server addresses and network notes, client contact details that weren't in paper files, active ticket statuses and workarounds, deployment checklists, and configs, the tribal knowledge that management never bothered to learn. Sure, some of it existed on the main server and inside the ticket system, but management didn't know where anything was stored. They didn't even use the ticket system beyond the most basic level, and now they had nobody to walk them through it. When I turned my phone back on later, I had over 30 missed calls and a pile of voicemails from the owner, the business manager, and multiple clients. The messages went through phases: demanding, furious, threatening lawsuits, suddenly polite, begging, offering money. One client, an attorney, left a voicemail like, "Please just come back and finish the work. I'll pay you personally." Then the owner called again while I was listening. I answered. He and the business manager immediately tried to accuse me of sabotage. I stayed calm and said, "I warned you 3 times wiping those devices was a bad idea. You told me to shut up and do it, so I did." Then I hit them with the part they didn't want to hear. "The information you need is in my head, but I don't work for you. I don't owe you anything." There was a long silence, so I made an offer. If they wanted me to help, they'd need to put it in writing. 6 months severance for me, 3 months severance for each of my techs paid out and deposited by Friday, plus unused vacation/comp time. Then maybe I'd come in and help them shut things down properly. They pushed back, tried to negotiate me down to 3 months, tried to sweeten it with normal pay and vague promises. I said, "Good luck, figure it out yourselves," and I hung up. 1 minute later, they called back and agreed, with one condition, a non-compete agreement, no starting an IT company for 2 years, no poaching clients, which was absurd because they'd literally just exited the IT business. But whatever. They also hired me and 2 of my former techs as consultants for 2 weeks at market rate starting Monday to finish projects and close out clients properly. Because by then, the legal firm, the transportation company, and the embroidery business were already threatening lawsuits for breach of contract and abandoned work. Plus, they had angry customers whose computers were sitting half repaired in our shop. They had no choice, and to their credit, they paid. By the end of the next business day, the money was in our accounts. So on Monday, I walked in as a consultant, not an employee, and I gave them exactly what they paid for. I showed them where the critical folder lived on the server, how to pull the needed client notes, how to find the relevant tickets, what had to be done first to stop the bleeding, and then I told them the truth. Anything that was only on the wiped phone and laptop, gone. Because it was. They watched me erase it, and that was the moment my boss finally understood what it feels like to make a smart business decision without asking the people who actually keep your company alive.